Welcome. This reading is about the upcoming journey where Mars is in retrograde and traveling from Leo back into Cancer and coming back. And this is a really long journey that we deal with in December, January, February, March, April. So until Mars will be back in the place where it started, it will take a couple of months where we have to deal with this change in energy, because Mars is about our life force, right? And the lion in our chart is about our heart space and our passion for life and our childlike creations. And everybody has a fifth house in the chart, and everybody has a Leo somewhere in its chart. And if you don't know where that is, just go to astro.com, draw your own chart and see where the placements are in your own astrology. And this Mars retrograde is really special because Mars retrogrades into Cancer. And so we face this time being a little bit cut off of our energy, or better to say it's changing, and we have the chance to look deeply into our emotional truth, into our way of dealing with energy as well, and the action we can take on it. And this one is about our own integrity, our own truth. And if you want, you can take a look back at the last retrograde of Mars at the end of 22. It was at the end of October in 22. But it was a little bit different because it was a retrograde in Gemini. So that was a little bit about communication, where you acted in a way that you may be reviewing today. What did you decide back then, and what is it that you wished for, and what wants to be corrected? You know, if you look back, you can see, oh, this is what I did, and it didn't turn out like I wanted it to. So the time between October, at the end of October of 22 until now, what didn't work out? So what can you change right now in your actions to get to the place where you really want to go, or where your heart wants to go? But if you want to look at a bigger picture, you can look back when Mars was last retrograde in Leo. And it was like it is now, right? And it was in the end of 2009 and until the beginning of 2010. It didn't go back into Cancer. It just stayed in Leo. And to look back, what was happening in your life back then? What would you do differently? And however you decide what was important in that time, can you look at the place of Leo in your chart? So these areas of life are affected by this Mars transit right now. And so that's about re-evaluating our decisions and finding the truth beneath all the actions we take. What is the real truth? What is the truth in your heart? What is your integrity in all of this? And do you have the willingness and the courage to rewrite your story? Because that's what this heart of the lion tells you too, that there is something in your heart that you want to accomplish, that you want to realize, and can you see the bigger picture where you decided things that are not working for you or that didn't work for you, and are you willing and daring to rewrite your story? And in the time Mars is in Cancer, And that will be in the beginning of January. I think on the 6th of January, Mars will retrograde into Cancer again. Then the energy will change again, and it will be good to use this transit as a way to look at your emotional patterns. And Leo in Cancer feels really different than Mars in Cancer. I meant in Cancer feels really different than Mars in Leo, because in Cancer Mars is in his fall, so it doesn't feel really good in Cancer. And we can see in these moments where we're not willing to be responsible for our own emotions, take responsibility for what you feel, where we stepped into blaming others, or where we choose to be passive aggressive. And that's just a way not to take responsibility for what you really feel. And this time is about understanding, and understanding what lies beneath, and in all that you see, that's a time for inner work on the one hand, and on the other hand it's taking new actions to get into the place where you live your own integrity. And it's inviting us to look from our love for life and for our heart energy and our childlike creation, and to bring these questions into our lives, to see where we can nurture ourselves and the parts that want to be lived and realized. So that's a really powerful transit that is happening, and we can use it not to feel powerless. A better way is to just look back and to see, oh, this is what I thought I would create, but I didn't. And maybe I can do something else where I step into the real path that I want to walk on, to fulfill my heart's desire, and to be in an emotional state that I really want to be in. And so now I get into the sign that I'm reading today. Welcome, Gemini. First, I want to draw the cards, and you can skip ahead if you just want to move to the reading. I have the timestamps below in the box and in the first comment. And I want to know what the actual situation is, and if we get some information about this. And next I want to know which parts of your journey or the influences can be let go of. So what is a meaning in your life that can decay now, or you can let be, or whatever that. And it's this one. And then I want to know something about the shadow sides, and the shadow and the light, and what comes up in this area. And I think these and this one. And then I want to know, what is the new path holding for you? What is the journey you are moving into right now, or you are already in? And that's this Jinky. And for this area, I want to have a horse archetype as well. Oh, we have two. We have two of these. And then I want to know what you don't see coming. And for this I will draw an astral card. And it's this and this. And I want to have a dragon card as well. What you don't see coming. And that's this. And I draw a couple of these tea leaves, although I am struggling with handling them. So this one, this one, and I guess these one. So that's the part what you don't see coming. And I want to know what is hidden or what is worth to be aware of. That's this. And this. And what is supporting you as well. Got these, and I think this one wants to. And we have familiars to support us as well. Yes, yeah, and this. And for the next part, what is what the next chapter holds for you and the message from Spirit, I will draw along the way. And so we just look at these first. And the cards for your journey right now is a journey. And it's a keyhole. And it's the park and it's a journey into the open. It is something like you are on a journey to be visible in the world and to be recognized, and you feel like I guess you feel like you're squeezing through this keyhole. It's like it's a journey that is challenging you for you at the moment, because first you don't know what's behind this door. And you can see the light, and it feels like you don't have the key. But I guess you do. And maybe that's the journey you're on, to recognize what is it you need to open this door. And there is a door into the open, and you will be recognized. That's the journey you are on right now, right? That's the situation. And then we asked what is the thing that you can let go of, and the past part of you that excuse me, that is decaying now. And that's the camel boy, and it's asking for help. So maybe there is something in your life that was always bringing you into the situation where you had to ask for help, because you had, and the small steps, right? That's often the way we accomplish something, by going step by step. But this is meaning that you don't have to take the small steps in the future. This is something you can let go of, and you are not. And that's maybe a belief for you, of you, that you think you have to ask others for help, because that's about your own self-sufficiency. And maybe that's a belief that you are not self-sufficient yourself. So that's time to let that go. And we can see what the shadow side of this is. Yeah, I thought so. That's dystopia. That's catastrophizing, right? It's catastrophizing, and it's there we have the decay. And that's a great confirmation, because it is the fear, and it's all these cards are the shadow of being successful, right? It is dystopia, thinking that there is not enough for everyone. That's and that there is always decay, that you don't make it, and the fall. It's the fear of being unsuccessful. But the one thing, and that's what we often don't get when we see the decay card. That's a beautiful card, because from this place where something decays and something goes, there is something growing from it. And that's what we just want to go from our place where we are to the destination and to the success in one step. And that maybe was one thing you had to learn, that there is no such thing as failure. There are just steps, there are just outcomes. When we decide something, we have the outcome that we don't like, so we have to choose something else. And that's not a failure. That is not yet that you did something wrong and you have to ask someone else for help. It is just how life works. It's try and error. And it's the shadow side of you always expecting bad things to happen. That's this dystopia thing. It's you always ask, oh, what if it doesn't work? And the right question is, what if it does? What if it works out? Maybe it's not as quick as you like, but maybe it works out, because even if you decide something that is not in your favorite outcome, something great comes from it, because there is growth in there. It's not death. It's not like death in a way that it is gone and done with. No, it's not. Something comes with it, something grows with it, and that's the beauty. And this is looking at the shadow side of your life, that maybe you always thought that this would lead to nothing. Whatever you do right now to be seen, to be in a creative space, maybe you thought this will not work. And the small steps can be annoying, right? Because then you think, oh, I don't move forwards. I don't see anything for myself to move forwards. And that's not true. You just move in small steps. And maybe that's done now. Maybe you can go in bigger steps now. Maybe you can let some things go. And even the thought that you need help in being successful, reaching your destination, that you need someone to bring you there. That's an error. That's a thing that is not true. You don't need other people to help you to get to the place. And then we have the new path and the path you are on right now. And that's a beautiful card, because it is it's the journey from arrogance to humility, and it is the pathway of leadership. And that's the confirmation of this path. It can be arrogant, and arrogance isn't always coming from a place where I am looking down to others. Arrogance can be as well to know that something isn't working, that you are putting yourself in a place where you think only in catastrophizing areas. You only think about yourself in a way that you are not working, you won't make it. And to see that this is coming from an arrogant place means that you put yourself before life, before you just step into the place where you can succeed or fail. You just know it up front. So I guess you had to learn to go step by step, and to get into the place where you experience failure and where you experience success. And now you went through this area where you stepped into your own leadership without asking other people for leadership. That's beautiful, because when we are in this place where we know, oh, we cannot make it, and maybe someone told you in your childhood that you cannot make it, that you are not the one who can be successful, who can achieve things, who can be seen as valuable in the world. Maybe this happened to you, and if so, I am sorry that this happened to you, and this someone told you this, and it put you in a place where you thought about yourself that you cannot make it. And that's this dystopia and the fall. You have to fall, right? And that's not true. That's not true. To be in the place of your own leadership and your own way of being is being in the present moment and allowing life to overtake the leadership. To manage your life, to try to get into a place where you are able to deal with crisis, where you deal with things, where you deal with obstacles. That's your pathway, what you had to go through by taking step by step by step by step to lead you into the place of letting go of this arrogance of already knowing that this is not working, and stepping into the place of leadership. And from this place comes the humility that life showed you that it can work out. And maybe it showed you by showing you that some things don't work out. And if you stayed in this place where you thought you need someone else to help you, life put a halt on this and told you, no, that's not where we are going now. We're going into the leadership. We are going through this keyhole into the open. We are on this journey, and we walk through this together. And you don't need anybody to open this door. You can move through this, and you can move into the open. Show yourself in your beauty, in your humility, without being. You don't have to be seen as being seen in an arrogant way. No. That's the humility, to show yourself in the way you are dealing with life, the way to be a role model in your area, and you are the one who is taking the leadership into the next phase of your life. That's really beautiful. And the new pathway, we had 2 cards of the horses, and we have the 40. And we have the 41. So you are in a place where you are stepping up. The 40 is illumination, enlightened perspective, wisdom activated through experience, expanded awareness. At the end of an adventurous day, a golden palomino glows in the light of the setting sun. The experience you've gained radiates wisdom, lightening the way for others. And that's what I meant, right? And to step into your own leadership, and this, that you have the wisdom that comes with stepping out of this dystopian thought of this cannot work, and stepping out of the place where you ask for help and allow your own enlightenment to show the way. And the 41 is the grand adventure. It's biology of connection, co-regulation, freedom through relationships. In the foothills of a magnificent mountain, a woman and her horses roam together outside the bonds of the cores and goals, tapping a deeper source of renewal, support, healing, and inspiration. And that's the next steps, recognizing that people and animals are designed to connect is a game changer for everyone. And that's the connection, right? If we think that someone has to help us, we are not connecting, we are not equals in this moment. And if we are not equals, we put ourselves on top of them, or they are above us. And so letting this go and stepping into real connections and allowing ourselves to be realigned, to be connected, and to regulate and co-regulate our nervous systems is something we give to each other. That's nothing that I need help with. You don't need help with it. We just, when we are in healthy relationships, we just do this. And that's where you had to learn that this is, maybe you never experienced relationships in a healthy way. Maybe you grew up in a world where you thought that this would be something that will never be on an equal level, but you learned that this takes small steps into the leadership of yourself to get into the place where you are able to step into relationships as well as an equal part of your life. And that's the beautiful enlightenment that you earned before. That's the enlightenment that you bring with you. And it's interesting that my throat is really tickling, and it's something that it doesn't want me to voice this, and it's really interesting because it is like it's triggering you right now, that I will say that you have this knowledge and you have this enlightenment, and you can step into really healthy relationships with your own leadership for yourself and the humility that you bring to the table when you are in these relationships. That's really beautiful. And it's letting go of and just integrating the shadow of the arrogance that comes from different sides, being better than, knowing better than, and being in relationships where you know that the other one isn't as healthy as you, and that's everything is coming from the place of arrogance. Knowing that something isn't working out is arrogance as well, and to reframe this and to allow yourself to see the arrogance in this, and to step back from it into your own leadership and into your own day-to-day life, to see we are all on our path, right? Every single one of us is on a path, and that's equal. There is no one further ahead. No one is further ahead. We are just in our themes, and we are all standing in front of a door, and there is a keyhole, and we don't know if we have the key or if we have to squeeze ourselves through this keyhole and get into the open with this. So that's beautiful, to step into this leadership, to tell yourself, to see yourself in your own journey in a way that is honoring you and that is honoring other people. What you don't see coming is an action. It's something that is heading your way, and exploration. And the 9th house is, for me, it's journey too. You don't see coming a journey. And that's the thing that we have in the beginning. We have the ship in the beginning that I said was the journey you are on, but can be a real a real journey that you want to experience, and it's on its way. Something is in action, and it's an active, right? It's Aries. It's an active part that is coming up in the next days, and maybe that's an offer, that's someone coming towards you. Maybe that is something that you learn about acting, how to step into the next area of your life, how to act to get yourself into the next higher knowledge. The 9th house is higher knowledge as well, right? What to do to get into the place where you can explore the next area of your life by acting and by just really doing. And it's making, maybe it's like leadership. It's a leadership thing that is heading your way. And there are the last moments where the North Node is in Aries, and it's changing signs in the beginning of 2025. So maybe that's where you are, where you can look in your chart where Aries is in your chart, where is it needed to explore and to act on these parts of your life. So that is heading your way. And then we have again an active card where the dragons show us. That's not a good place for the dragons. That's I take this one. And it's enlightenment, and this is the same thing, right? Moving forwards, and it's enlightenment, moving forwards. It's the same thing as the Aries thing, right? The 9th house is exploration of the higher knowledge. It's about enlightenment. This is about enlightenment too. So you gained a lot of knowledge right now, and you stepped into this place of where the light bulb goes off, and you realize, wow, that's what hindered me all the time. This is what I didn't see, right? And so, and what you don't see coming as well is there is a recognition. There is recognition, and that's what I saw in this card is a recognition of your value, of your way of showing yourself, of giving to other people. And then we have September, whatever that means. And you have to, and you can fill in the blanks, of course. Every time I draw a card, there will be an intuition for yourself, right? And there is a woman coming your way that is supportive of you, and you have to work. There is work coming, and that's seen here too, right? And then you step into earning money with it, and that's a beautiful thing. And maybe that was something that is that was hindering you, that you didn't earn enough money to have the idea of yourself being successful. And so you always brought yourself back into the step by step, and maybe you wanted to skip steps as well, right? But I feel that you did the work that you had to do, and to have to let go of this whole thing where you catastrophize and move forwards with the things you are doing, because it is working, and it is working in a beautiful way where you get into a higher place, into connection with other people, because of your knowledge, because of your enlightenment, because of the things you bring to the table and you allow to flow through you. And then we have this card. Wow, that's wealth. That's really beautiful, and it will be successful. And it's about the connection. It's about humility. It's not about money. It will be. You will have the resources to do the work you want to do in your life. And it's about leadership, and it's about the humility that it is not about you. And maybe you had to learn this, right? Because you were arrogant, and maybe there was a big ego thing running that it made it about you. And to learn that it is not about you. It is about the knowledge you gain from this upper world, from the higher knowledge, and connect this to other people and give to other people, because this card is about being connected and changing the energy of the other, and allowing this to be realigned. And that's your work too. If you are in this place where you cannot do this because you cannot hold your own balance, because you think you always need help, then you cannot step into this place where you can give to other people, because you need too much, right? And so that you did this work to step into your own enlightenment and to move forwards, to the next step, to get into this place where you can give, where you can act, and where you can create wealth by being seen in the open, is really, really beautiful. So, and the hidden thing that you need to see, and that is, I want to do justice. Yeah. And the Nine of Swords. And there we have the balance, right? There we have the balance, and that's anxiety. That's the anxiety that comes with the Nine of Swords, and the justice is getting into the place where you can balance this out yourself, and that's about your own leadership into your own balance. And that's a really beautiful way to see the hidden things beneath, because you didn't see this before. You didn't see that this is something you had to do yourself, and you had to do it step by step without the help of other people. And maybe you experienced a moment where you were alone, and where you couldn't rely on other people anymore, or where you saw that your relying on other people is causing damage. And that's where you stepped into this work that you did, to step into your own enlightenment, to get into a place where you are able to give as well as to take, to let it be something that is mutual, and step out of this anxiety that maybe is in your life right now. Maybe that's your mind always going back to these places. Oh, that's not working. Oh, that's not working for me because I cannot do this. But you can, because even if something fails, there will be something beautiful growing out of it. And that's the beauty in this. And this is something you can share. You can share all of these experiences you did along the way, because you know how to get from the place where you are not able to be your own leader, be reliable, be in a place where you can lead your own life, where you can allow life to bring things to you into the place where you could. You went and you are going into this place of justice and balance, and you balanced your mind, and that's amazing work you did. And maybe you don't feel like being balanced right now, but you will, and you will create wealth with it, and you will use this wealth not for your own gain. You use this wealth to share this with other people, and to bring other people into the place where they are able to do the same work that you did. That's amazing, Gemini. I really love this for you. I really love this, because I know so many Geminis who are in this place where their mind goes somewhere and they cannot balance this out. And that's where you headed, and where you went into your own quality of getting messages from above, from your higher self, from the universe, wherever you get your messages. You went in there and you said, this is valuable. This is valuable for other people. This is valuable to exchange and to give to other people, so that they can step out of their anxiety into the balance. That's real leadership. That's real leadership, because that is not putting something on people. It's leading people into the place where balance is and where they can nurture themselves. Wow, that is so beautiful. I really love this. What is supporting you? And then we have a gatekeeper. And we have the balance again. Look at this. And I can feel that this support there is a gatekeeper inside of you now that knows when you are hurting yourself with all of these beliefs, or even with behaviors that are standing in your way, between you and the success that you really want to have, and that you have to have, because you are a leader. You have to step into the leadership role, and that's your gatekeeper. That's not holding you back from stepping into this success. I think this gatekeeper is about your balance, right? They are two. And the gatekeeper says, you don't go here. We don't go here. We don't go into this doom and gloom thought pattern and all of these labyrinth that don't bring us anywhere. And this is a gatekeeper that says, no, we don't go there. And maybe that's even a gatekeeper that keeps you from following your addiction, some vices that are not good for you. And that is the gatekeeper that tells you, no, that's not where we are going. That's not what we want to do. Right? Wow. Gemini, you went really a great path, and that's this time where Mars is retrograde in Leo. You can look back and celebrate yourself for this. Have you ever seen the journey you were on? Have you ever honored yourself for this, and not from an egotistical way? From a perspective where you can really honor the steps you took, and that you went step by step by step by step. I think there will be something happening in your life that will make you will help you being visible and taking a couple of steps at a time. And maybe there is something heading your way that is doing this for you, because you are seen right now, and maybe there is someone looking inside of you, the things that you create, and say, this is someone I want to promote in a way. And that's beautiful, because that's what is heading your way, right? And the gatekeeper keeps you from stepping into the the vices, stepping into the numbing yourself, stepping into the catastrophizing. The gatekeeper is telling you, no, we don't go there anymore. We don't have to, because we trust life. We trust our own leadership. We trust our own intuition that this time it will work. And what is supporting as well is, wow, that is so beautiful. What is supporting you? And that is the mirror, right? To see, always see the parts of you that are not supportive for yourself. To see the parts that are not helping. And the mirror helps you, like the gatekeeper does, to see yourself in the other. And that is really beautiful, because it's helping you on the way where you can find the beauty in this. You can find the beauty even in the journey that you're on. You know, you always wanted to go to the destination in the first place, and you didn't want to go step by step because you didn't want to fall, because you were afraid of failing. You had to go step by step. You had to fail to learn that failure is not what you think it is. It's not detriment. It's not your end. And you had to learn this by failing, by try and error. And that's what we see in this, to take the love, and the lover is the one who is in contact with us, to see the love even in the mirroring, right? To see the love in the lover as the one who is connected to you, to get into the place of exchange with you. And if you want to be in this loving place, you know that you have to get out and into the box. And that's both of it, right? We can sit inside of the box where we can hold ourselves back from being in the leadership for ourselves, being arrogant in this box and thinking about everything isn't working. But we can use the box as something beautiful as well, because then we can put these thoughts into the box and say, oh, you stay put, please, because you're not the truth. The truth is something else, and that's not the truth, right? And that's what you did. And that's the beautiful card that the fourth card that came out that wanted to be seen is Aletheia, and I don't know if I pronounce this in the right way, but it comes with this enlightenment. And we have enlightenment in a couple of times, and it comes with this enlightenment because this is about the truth. It's about the truth that is recognized by our soul. And that's the beautiful thing, that you can hear the truth. Even if you speak the truth, you can hear the truth. And that's a gift that you have. That's so beautiful, because it is, you can listen to yourself and hear the truth. You can listen to other people and you can hear the truth. And that is something that is a beautiful help for other people, to show other people that no, that's not true. That's not what your soul wanted to say. Or yes, that's true. And you can help other people with this in humility, not being arrogant about it. You know the truth. No, you don't. You can hear the truth of the moment. You can hear the truth of other people in the moment. Is this really what they mean? And that's so beautiful, because it has immense power, because it is about resonance. And it's about the frequency of the sound of the voice. It's the frequency of your own voice, where you can hear that is the truth. Now I follow this path, and I listen to myself while I was saying this, and I know the truth in the moment. And that's a real gift that you can use for other people to grow, and that you can use for other people to find their way on their path into their own truth, into their own way of being, and into their balance out of anxiety. And I guess that's something you can help other people with, to get themselves into this place of stillness. That's a beautiful gift that you have to give other people, peace of mind. How beautiful is this? Let me see what Spirit has to say. Oh, there was a lot Spirit had to say about you, and you can really be proud of your journey that you experienced. Yeah, I thought so. That's something that is needed right now, and it is so needed in this moment. That is about something that is needed in the world right now, and it's about the frequency. Maybe you realize that we are in a frequency right now that has to be changed. There's so much fear in the world, there's so much anxiety in the world, and your path is to be a part of the change, and to be a part of the new frequency. And whales have a frequency that is heard so along so great distances. They can communicate in their own song, right? And it's you singing your song. It is you communicating and listening to the truth. And it's helping other people with your knowledge to get into the place where they can balance themselves, where they can create something like balance in their own self, to heal from anxiety, and to get into the place of where they can step into their own truth, into their own well-being. And that is, and I know why this 31 is the city of humility, because you know, and that's what I think you experienced in the last month. You experienced that it is not about you. It's about the world and the transformation of the world. And that's so lovely, because when this Mars goes retrograde, it brings you back into your own space where you are powerful, and where you are balancing your own actions and your emotions. When it goes back into Cancer, to see that is your second house. Cancer is your second house. It brings you wealth when you go into these places. And Leo is your third house, so it is the place you're living in. It's about communication. It is about all of these things, and you grow into this place where you don't have to act in the outer world as you did before. It's about taking the leadership of the things that you want to change in the world. And it's about frequency. And Pluto went into Aquarius, an air sign as well. And it is about your frequency and the frequency of the world. It is about you bringing your own truth to the table. and bringing your light into this world and creating from this place and bringing truth and light and enlightenment into the world. That sounds a little bit whatever. Yeah. Look at this. You follow your star to step into a new relationship as well. And you healed from the you are aware of your old wounds that were caused, and you stepped into your own bubble and left these anxiety things behind, got into the place where you had your own mind under control, your heart under control, that you don't allow. And this is the gatekeeper, right? This is a beautiful depiction of, she is her own gatekeeper of her own mind, and to step into the place where you can even be abundant, right? To move forwards and go inwards, and it's another reader where I saw that it can be to deal with your own shadows as well, right? And to where you learned to deal with this, with everything, and stepped into the completion of your journey into your own leadership and create from this place. And that is so beautiful, because it is showing us that this already worked, even if it didn't show up in your world right now. And I want to tell you, Gemini, if it isn't working right now, if it isn't feeling like it's working, it will. I promise you it will. Just continue. Don't step back into this behavior of catastrophizing or numbing yourself or doing anything like it. Step forwards, take the leadership, step forwards, and be in the place where you keep your mind and your heart in balance, because you have a big mission here. You have a big mission, and it's about frequency. It's about uploading your frequency into the world, hearing the truth, allowing other people to be in their truth, to listen to you, to being listened to, being reflected back, and allowing them to find their truth so that they can be in their own frequency to bring this world to a new place. And that's where we are heading. You are a beautiful part of this, because you worked your way out of arrogance into leadership, into humility. And you will be successful. It will work out. I know that this is a pivotal moment where you have to step through this keyhole, or maybe you have to squeeze yourself through this keyhole, but you will. Whatever you don't need anybody to open this door, because it's yours. And that's the truth. You know that this is the truth. You are here to change the frequency. You are here to give and to take and to be the special one, the enlightened one that you are. And that's your pathway right now. Leave behind the anxiety and the nightmare you created in your mind for yourself, and allow yourself to be in this truth. That's really beautiful. Use this time to step into your own leadership. Use this time to reshape, recreate your life, because you are. And you know that this is true. You are recreating your life right now. You're just in the place where you don't believe that this is working, because you never did it this way. You never did it. You always allowed your head to tell you something else. And now is the first time you try to do it this way. And maybe that is like squeezing through this keyhole. Yes, maybe it is. It will work. This door will open. That's your card. Harvest Mother watches over me. The inner world offers powerful healing energy, creating space to receive it with love, patience, acceptance, and willingness to hear, feel, and honor all messages from our inner world. With wisdom allows this inner medicine to work its healing magic, even if it seems unfathomable. At an intellectual level, the inner world knows how to restore and heal every aspect of the soul. We just need to invite and allow it. Wow, Gemini. What a beautiful reading that is. And it's a little bit better in this part, I think. What a beautiful reading, and I thank you so much for listening to me and for stepping into this beautiful mission and into this great rewriting of your story, and I am voting for you. So that is really a beautiful, beautiful way to create a new world. And thank you for being here, and thank you for watching and for liking and subscribing and all the good stuff that helps my channel. Thank you so much, Gemini, and I see you soon.